Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Insomniac, some details on the new Spider-Man project that I am so excited for, some interesting news about Ratchet and Clank. This is an article from DualShockers. Go check them out if you want to see this article. It's really in depth and it goes a lot into Song of the Deep. Now, I'm not going to read that part of the article just because it's so long. Obviously, a new release, they want to talk about it. Very interesting, but I'm going to leave it for this article, so go check that out. Before we do get into this video, I just want to apologise for not uploading for the last few days. I haven't been being lazy. I promise. I broke my headset. It was, I couldn't really make videos, so I do apologise. I hope the audio quality is good, at least with this headset. But with all that being said, let's get into this. Like I said, article from DualShockers. Let's read it. It says, Insomniac gives more details on PS4, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, and Song of the Deep, and GameStop. So again, if you want to read about GameStop, Song of the Deep, go check the article out. It says, Insomniac's games chief creative officer Brian Hastings hosted an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, providing quite a lot of interesting information about the studio's recent games lineup. Speaking of the upcoming PS4 exclusive Spider-Man, Hastings had a very simple way to describe his feelings when he learned that the studio was going to work with Marvel's property. One word: amazing. He also mentioned that the team is creating amazing things for the game. He says, our team is working very hard on it right now and is creating truly amazing things. But I can't give out any specific dates about the future announcements at the moment. Incidentally, the studio's official Twitter account clarified yesterday statements about the fact that a release date won't be announced anytime soon. It says to a fan who said it was 2 years away, just stay tuned. We were still working on it and can narrow it down closer. And then he replies to another fan, we'd rather give a release date when we're confident in it, versus telling you one we aren't sure about yet. Before I get onto this, this is amazing. Like, Sony, please, okay, keep doing this. You did it with God of War. That could come out next year for all we know. You know, you don't go to E3 and show 10 minutes of gameplay if it's 10 years away. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, Last Guardian. But, I think this is what Sony needs to do. Don't give us a release date. Show us the game. And then if it comes quicker than we expected, brilliant. If it's a little bit later, then none of us have a release date we're set on. We haven't got our pre-orders in, or maybe we have, but we're not sold on a date. Please keep this up. And to Insomniac, this is a great move. Continue to do this with all your games. It then says, moving on to the recently released Ratchet and Clank, he mentioned his opinion on Sony's reason behind the game's price point. He says, I think Sony wanted to keep the price of the new game the same as the price that the original Ratchet and Clank was when it first came out. It forms a kind of cosmic symmetry, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, that makes everything feel right with the universe, or at least that was my take on it. He also talked about the idea behind the first Ratchet and Clank came to be and on the early stages of development. He says, as for how R&C, Ratchet and Clank, came to be, it was one of those lightning in a bottle situations. From the very first proposal of the idea, it just took off like a wildfire. Each day, everyone on the team was coming up with wilder and crazier ideas for what we could do. Within 6 weeks of the initial idea, we had Ratchet running around in early versions of Metropolis with air cars flying through the sky. It was probably the fastest we've ever had a game come together, end of quote. Hastings then mentioned that the studio really loves working on the series. He says, "We really love working on the Ratchet and Clank series. There's a palpable excitement that energizes our offices every time we get to imagine new places to explore and new characters to meet within the world." Really awesome article. Go check it out for Song of the Deep, and GameStop and all their opinions on that. But I want to talk about these two in particular. And I want to start off with Ratchet and Clank. Now, I've said this many a time. Some people, when they were younger, Crash Bandicoot was their favourite sort of, kid game or whatever when they were younger. Some people it was Jak and Daxter. Some people it was Sly Cooper. And all of these games are superb. Amazing games. I love every single one of them. But hands down, Ratchet and Clank, the trilogy, the first three, as well as Crack in Time, to me are some of my favourite childhood memories, some of my favourite games I played growing up. In fact, even when the PS3 come out, I still loved to go back and play Ratchet and Clank on the PS2. It's an absolutely amazing franchise. Now, obviously, very interesting that this was kind of like a wildfire of ideas, and I think you can kind of see that within Ratchet and Clank. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even Resistance to a lesser extent. Like the weapons are crazy, the story is funny, it's wacky. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about Ratchet and Clank, is the wacky weapons and all that sort of stuff. And you can definitely see that they probably just chucked all these ideas together. Some may not have fit, but a lot they probably tried to get in there. And yeah, that's just absolutely awesome to me personally. So that's awesome. Now, very interesting that he says the studio loves to work on the series. Now, we've had them come out and say that they don't really want to work on Resistance no more, which is fine. I played Resistance. It was a really good series. Kind of sad that they're not really going to do anything with it again. I know Sony owns the IP and all that sort of stuff, but it's that sort of case there. Okay, some studios can take on an IP and make it better, or at least the same quality, but I feel that Resistance wouldn't be the same without Insomniac, in my humble opinion. But this gives me hope that they love working on Ratchet and Clank. It brings excitement in the studio. They're talking about new worlds, new ideas, all this sort of stuff. Am I the only one hoping the massive success of Ratchet and Clank PS4, which is, apart from Uncharted, my favourite game this year, hands down? I don't think much will touch Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it's still to this day selling gangbusters, especially in the UK. Ever since launch, it has been in the top 10 every single week, at least in the UK. Now, you could argue, yeah, it's not a $60 price tag and this and that, but it's only 2 places behind Uncharted 4. And I don't care what price this game is at, that is incredible, to me personally. So hopefully, I don't think anyone from Insomniac will watch this, but please, the fans want a new Ratchet game. You don't have to put a number on it. You don't have to put Ratchet and Clank 2 or and confuse the fans. Just have Ratchet and Clank something. Make it a $60 game, or it doesn't have to be $60, but like Ratchet and Clank, the PS4 remake or a reimagining, was a $60 game in my humble opinion. It was a AAA game. You didn't price it at that, but it's still a AAA game in my humble opinion. So if you can make a new game, new bosses, new enemies, new worlds, all this good stuff, I'm just really excited for the future of Ratchet and Clank. And hopefully, by these statements, it has me very excited that it will. Now, I want to talk about Spider-Man again. This is what I love to see, a studio passionate about what they do. What I want you guys to do, if you haven't seen it, go and watch on the PlayStation official YouTube channel. Go and watch Insomniac's interview with one of the PlayStation, like, I guess, community managers or something. I'm not too sure what it was. And you've got the Marvel guy there, and you've got the Insomniac guy there. And you can tell, like, some people fake their passion, like, yeah, we're so happy to work on this game, you know what I mean? And you just can tell you're not happy to work on the game, you're just doing it. These guys genuinely nerded out. They want to talk all things Spider-Man, the universe, and that's got me really excited for this game. Everyone at Insomniac seems to be completely behind this franchise, this series, and like I said, you know, that's what makes me happy as a gamer, to see developers with a bit of, heart. They actually care about the project. That's awesome for me personally to see. So I think, it's going to be amazing. I've said this many a time. And it is Insomniac's largest team to work on a game, as far as I'm aware. This is their biggest team ever to work on a game. So you think, Sunset Overdrive had a huge team on it. I love Sunset Overdrive. Massive world, massive environments. This is going to add new, crazy, wacky stuff. And when it comes to Insomniac, like, when they say it's going to be crazy and, game changing, all this sort of stuff, you know it's going to be, because they create some wacky, crazy ideas, crazy weapons. You're going to have power-ups. My only hope is that there's going to be a trophy for collecting balloons. Like, I don't know if they're going to add it, because I know it's their own thing, and it's, it's not a movie tie-in, and it's not anything to do with the PS2 games or anything. But I would love to see something to do with that balloon, bringing it back to the kid. That would be awesome. And also, I'd love to see, and I've said it many a time, and I think a lot of people agree with me, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see the PS2, Spider-Man 2, PS2 emulation brought to the PS4. I think those games, even to this day, still hold up. A platinum trophy in that game would be crazy. I'd love that. But yeah, I'm really excited. They've got a huge team behind it. They're passionate about the project. They're giving, free reign from Marvel. I don't want to, they had that game with EA, and it wasn't really, they had their idea, and it was like, well, we want this in it, and it was kind of, forced upon them, the ideas that they had to put in the game. So for me personally, yeah, I'm kind of sat here like, I'm glad Marvel's just giving them the freedom to make their game. They're all passionate behind it. Huge team working on it. And the future of Spider-Man is with PlayStation, which again's got a few people upset, and I understand that, you know what I'm saying? There's very few superheroes I like, you know what I mean? Like, or not, I don't dislike, but I don't love. There's three I like: Spider-Man, the Hulk, and the Flash. Those are the only ones I care about. So obviously I'd be upset if Spider-Man was exclusive to a platform I didn't own, so I can understand that. But as a PlayStation owner, I can't be upset. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds a bit selfish, but I can't be upset that Spider-Man's exclusive. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm rambling on. I hope you enjoyed the video. First video back for a few days. Let me know down below, what do you think about the possible Ratchet and Clank game? Do you agree with me? Do you think they should make a new AAA Ratchet game with new enemies, new bosses, new levels? Do you think they should try new IP? Let me know, obviously, down below. And finally, let me know what you think about Spider-Man. Are you in the agreement with me that this game's going to be awesome? Do you think, you nerding out over this like myself? Let me know down below. But as always guys, this has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in a new